5 to be exact. Last comes the Tung. Usual that has served them so well since Park Hang-seo has taken charge. The players that make way: Hui Tan-trung, the goalkeeper; Ho Tan-tai, the defender; Pham Van Duk, perhaps a bit of a surprise; Tuan Lin, Witian scored a couple of goals in that last match, but he gets dropped to the bench. No place there for Hui Tan-duk. There are the two skippers. Different in stature, but certainly Russian. Two fine players.
Wonderful players, and Chanatip as well. Rotamanda, number 18, playing at a very high level in Japan, and playing regularly over there, contributing solidly to Hokkaido Consadole Sapporo. And then coming here, and when you look at him play in this competition, it's like he's got so much time on the ball. He's a class apart, isn't he? Chanatip against Quang Hai, a big battle to keep an eye on tonight.
Well, it's very easy to tell you what's happened here with Thailand. They have made a complete change from the team that beat Singapore in the last group game of Group A. All 11 of this side have come back in, the first 11 as it were, and they're playing that diamond, aren't they, with Chanatip at the tip of it. All the good things will pass through him. Supachok and Thirasin Danda leading the line there. Thirasin, of course, the all-time leading goal scorer of this tournament now with 19 goals, and he's got 4 to his name in this edition alone. As we see here, there's pretty much the squad or the team that played against Singapore on the bench. But Russian, so much talent available there, as we clearly saw in that last group game.
Yeah, it's scary, the quality of players that they have, the players that are coming through. Wonderful options for Manan Polking.
So the players just gathering around the centre circle. You can see there one of the taglines of this tournament: emerging stronger together. We're going to have a moment of remembrance here for family, friends, colleagues, and every person who has passed on due to COVID-19. This tournament was postponed twice because of COVID-19, and in the end, the organisers had to settle for a centralised venue here in Singapore. Saud Al Adba of Qatar is in charge of this one. Could be a feisty affair, Russian. These two have got a lot of history, haven't they? And there's a lot at stake, though this is the first leg of 2.
Yeah, they've forgotten who's supposed to be kicking off. There's a bit of discussion there. I think they've had a bit of confusion over the coin toss, and it's finally been decided that Vietnam have won that coin toss. Park Hang-seo, what a job he's done with this international side. And Manan Polking, who's just come in, obviously different in terms of the amount of time they've been with their respective sides. But Polking, you can see a clear identity, clear way that he wants his team to play. He's blessed with some wonderful talent and some wonderful quality that he's been able to call upon, and it's the same for Vietnam. Such a strong squad. 10 seconds away from kickoff, and I just wanted to, you mentioned this competition has been postponed twice, and I just got a few goosebumps there, because you're thinking about the people who we sometimes get lost. We don't have that perspective of just how unimportant football can be at times. We get sucked into this, and we forget to remember the people who work incredibly hard out there, the frontliners who have done such an incredible job, and the medical workers and the people who've come up with wonderful things like vaccines and things like that, which have allowed us to move forward as a society. And it's brilliant to see that we've had this competition now, and that we've come together as a region.
Yeah, it really has galvanized the region, hasn't it, this tournament. Just seeing there some of the statistics. Far more shots by Thailand in this tournament so far. We have got one of the best attacks, not the best attack though, that belongs to Indonesia, against the best defense. They haven't conceded yet in this tournament. Thailand, Roshan, have got a 100% win record though, so it's all set up really nicely, isn't it?
It is set up really nicely. I was asked a question by a Vietnamese reporter in the build-up to this game. Do you see it as the best attack against the best defense? I said no, as you see the offside flag go up here early on. I said no, I actually see this as a game between two really well-balanced sides, and I really dislike that cliche of, you know, attack wins you games, defense wins you titles. Because we just see as he gets flicked on here, he's just offside there, Super Chop. I think it's balance that wins you titles. It's the most well-balanced teams in competitions that go on and win titles, because you've got to score those goals, but you also have to have a structure and a way of keeping opposition sides out.
Talking of that, is there a little bit of a concern with how Vietnam have kind of gone about things? They've perhaps struggled a little bit on the attacking side. They've had a lot of the ball, but have they created enough opportunities? We saw that they struggled to break down Zago's out of play. They struggled to break down Laos, who played a very flat back five, as it were. They couldn't score against Indonesia. And against Cambodia, they needed goals, Roshan. And when they knew the equation that they needed an extra goal to go top of the table, they couldn't get that goal. They even had 3 forwards on for the last 10-15 minutes.
Yeah, I think, you know, we saw that it was 4-0, wasn't it, that game against Cambodia. I think what really sort of hurt them in the end was not being able to really punish Laos in the first game. I think that's what really hurt them. But look, it doesn't really matter. I think, you know, they would have perhaps come up against Thailand at some point in this competition. I know lots of people, when they were looking at this tournament in the preview and the build-up to it, were thinking, well, these are two of the best sides in Southeast Asia at the moment, and probably the favorites to go through and meet in the final instead. Vietnam having to pay for the fact that they've not scored enough goals in their group, and instead of meeting Thailand perhaps in the final, they've met them in the semi. So let's see what happens over the two legs.
I think it just opens up this tournament, doesn't it? Just makes it clear that it's not all one-way traffic, as perhaps everyone would have you believe.
Well, I'm just noticing a tweak tactically here for Vietnam. Normally, when you see Quang Hai in this side, he starts out on the right-hand side, but he seems to have started on the left here for Vietnam. So they're not playing with those inverted players. Normally, it'd be Van Tuan, the number 9.
It's a decent ball, isn't it? To Super Chop. Win Man was quick off his line there to grab hold of the ball.
Wonderful defense splitting pass right here from Tiraton, and that's one of the reasons why he drifts infield in the build-up for Thailand. You know, he came under a little bit of criticism from one of the analysts back home, who accused him of being a player who doesn't play for the team, which I think it was poorly worded, and I think that analyst came out to say that, you know, to apologize for it. Tiraton I'm talking about, in terms of, you know, dropping in from that left-hand side and playing in the middle and perhaps leaving themselves exposed.
Straight and a chai from Win Quang Hai, as you said, playing on that left-hand side for now.
Yeah, heavy collision here between Tirasin and Tuan Anh.
I have to say that that match yesterday between Singapore and Indonesia was punctuated by a number of challenges. Some of them might have been a bit lucky to escape a red here. Nothing really of the sort in this instance, Roshan.
Yeah, I don't think there was anything wrong with this. I think both players going up to challenge for their ball.
Oh, that's a yellow card.
Oh, it's
early on from the referee.
I'm not sure he deserved the yellow there, Tuan Anh. Bit unfortunate. I think both Tirasin and Tuan Anh were going with their boots raised in that situation.
A bit surprised by that, but he just got on with it. Here's Super Chop. Listen to that noise in the crowd. Played by Nokai. Super Chop again. He's seen a lot of the ball. Still Super Chop. There's Nokai in the way. Antoine. was. Polking disagrees.
Well, there was something going on off the ball as well between Kong Fung and Kritsada as well. Let's have a look at this. You know, Tuan looks to try and turn and sprint away. It's a bit of a cynical challenge from Petiwan. He knows exactly what he's doing. There's an opportunity for Vietnam to break forward. And I mean, look, if he's saying he got the ball, but it's a challenge from behind. It's a late one as well. And if the ref booked Tuan An very early on, surprised Petiwan actually got away with that then.
Kritsada away by Tiraton. Already been played at a good pace this match. Nokai. By Wang Duk. Referee is going to stop play here. Let's hope this is not going to be the pattern of play here. Superchok is down.
Yeah, he's looked very lively early on, Superchok. And again, it's just a coming together. Nokai, you know, if you've been watching Southeast Asian football for a while, you know all about Nokai and how he loves to be very strong in his challenges. He's uncompromising. But you know, with Thailand under Alexander Polking, they love to go out and attack the opposition. They wanted to really stamp their authority. We know what they're going to get from them. And for Vietnam, from their perspective, it almost kind of suits them in a sense because they'll be quite happy to sit back and
Huawei Nova 9, smartphone mid-range rasa flagship dengan 50 megapiksel ultra vision camera, bikin hasil foto kamu
fight the pressure a little bit, and then we know they have the pace going forward to Thailand on the counters.
Polking had said, of course we're going to attack. When he was asked that question, no reason for me to change my philosophy. He said he knew that Vietnam was strong in the transitions phase and they're going to try and defend well, but he was very conscious of the fact they have yet to concede. And he also pointed out that Vietnam have scored every group stage game so far, which is something that Vietnam cannot boast. So he said, stay calm, be aware of counterattacks.
That would have been drilled into his team before this game. You know, watch out for Vietnam in those transitions, in those counter-attacking situations. Make sure that when we are attacking, that they've got players in position.
Away by Tiraton to Superchok, who was fouled. Arms in the air from Polking.
They want, even in possession of the ball, they want players in position defensively. In case they do lose it, then Vietnam are looking for that quick counter-attack. Zoiman all over the back of Superchok.
There's Tiraton. Always slipped over as he went to take that free kick. Ball out there. Tiraton leaving the line this evening, remember. That looked to be a foul by Kong Fung. Preferred today ahead of Tianlin. What did you make of that, Russian? Because Tianlin's not really nailed down a starting place, has he, in this tournament?
You see Tiraton getting to the ball ahead of Kong Fung. I think generally Kong Fung tends to start a few more matches than Tianlin. They're two quite different players. I think Tianlin's a little bit more direct, pacier than Kong Fung. Looks very intelligent, sort of player who can drop off a little bit as well and link up with his midfielders if he needs to.
Now towards Chanatin on that right hand side for Thailand. Tanawat to Sadachuyan. He wanted the ball. A bit of a gesture there, wasn't it, from Tiraton? Never got to him. Here's Manuel Beer. Now Kritsada.
This is the fluidity that Thailand have in midfield when they set up in their 4-diamond 2. You got Petiwan just holding his position, the base of that midfield, and then Tanawat, Sarat and Chanatip is allowed to drift around into different positions, occupy different spaces.
Back with Thailand. They regain possession quickly. Tirasin. Pitiwat. Haven't seen much yet from Narubadin on that right-hand side, who's been one of their top performers in this tournament. Kritsada out to Tederson. I'm not sure how you describe that one, Roshan.
Yeah, it's going to be down to Narubadin to control things down that right-hand side, pretty much all on his own. His responsibility is to be that right back and the right winger at the same time. In the possession phase, he's got to get himself advanced, hugging the touchline. Because they don't have a natural right winger, and this is in the system that they play. They don't have a natural left winger as well. So Tiraton on the left-hand side, Narubadin on the right-hand side. But Tiraton's role is quite different to Narubadin's. Just see Saras taking out Tuanan. Quite a physical contest, especially in these midfield positions. Few strong challenges coming in early on.
Narubadin 3 assists already in this tournament. 4 of the 10 goals have come from their fullbacks. From those areas anyway, in terms of leading up to goals, assists. They're very good with the width. A free kick here.
Just looking to protect the ball, looking to shield it, and nobody feels a bit of contact from Narubadin behind him. Feels that contact goes down. The referee's going to give a free kick in those situations. Just perhaps got sucked into it a little bit, Narubadin.
There he is, Narubadin. Goal that Thailand have conceded thus far is against the Philippines. It was off a defensive error by Manuel Beer. Referee telling everyone to cut it out inside the box. Here's Gonfong. Gone short, Guang Hai into that sea of blue in front of him. Still alive here for Vietnam. Really seen them get this far forward yet in the match. And Tirason does his defensive duties. Now on the break here, look at that from Chanatik. Oh, it had to be a better ball. Bit of unlucky there for Vietnam. And that will make its way in, will it? Yes, it does. A comedy of errors, really, at both ends. But all that matters is that Thailand have opened the scoring here.
Well, I don't know how Vietnam have left themselves exposed like that on the counter. I spoke about Thailand making sure they were protecting themselves on the counter-attack. Vietnam seemed to have just forgotten about Thailand's possible threat on the counter-attacks of their own. I mean, he's just fallen over the ball there, Hong Zui. And then the goalkeeper is unfortunate. Winman, he comes out quickly and it just rebounds off Chanatip, ends up in the back of the net. I mean, as you said, it's a comedy of errors there defensively has resulted in the opener for Thailand, and for all the quality that we spoke about from these two sides coming into this. We spoke about the quality as individuals, the quality as a team, and then you go on and get a goal like that.
Absolutely, you're the best defensive side, you haven't conceded, and the first time you do so is a little bit of a farcical one, but they don't care, neither does he. The Thai skipper has given his country the lead here. What a fantastic counter-attack, but that pass from Tanawa as well. Had that goal not gone in, how angry would his teammates have been with him?
I think Kamado would have been jumping around on the touchline. He was jumping around celebrating, but you know, I thought that was a simple clearance for Hong Zui, the number 7. And to be fair, I mean, he was left all on his own to manage that counter-attacking situation.
But it was right at him as well.
It was right at him. Thailand, to their credit, how quickly they got themselves forward into advanced positions. This is not good, no. To see Supachop having to leave the pitch after that heavy knock to his knee. Had such a bright start as well.
Roshan, we were watching off the ball, weren't we? The way he accelerated Chanatip.
Yeah, that's right.
Just racing down, and there was absolutely no one there in front of him.
I mean, the pass from Tanawa I was thinking, oh, such a waste, because there was a huge opportunity. It was a 3-on-1. And then, of course, Hong Zui goes on to miss.
Wow.
And then I think the goalkeeper's going to get it. Win Man. It's unfortunate for him. It just rebounds off China Tip and ends up in goal.
Well, that will be looked at again and again, I'm sure, for all the various stages that led to that goal. What counts most, of course, and there looked to be a foul by Tiraton. Oh, and that. They're asking for the card, aren't they? Antoine was furious.
Yeah, I think they're well within their rights to ask for the card here, you know. He's done really well. Vantuan, Tiraton's trying 1, 2, 3 times to take him down. Vantuan tries to get up and keep going, and he actually does. Take your pick there, referee.
Yeah, that's a lot.
And I'm surprised he's not been booked.
Well, we looked at 3 fouls from Tiraton. Quang Hai floats that in. They want to get back into this as soon as possible, Vietnam. Quang Hai again. It's a delightful ball in. Oh, there is Man Revere. Before Quang Duc could wait for it to come down and take the shot.
Who was it who was saying it could be a KG contest?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, it was me. Absolute nonsense.
Roshan, this has got shades of that Malaysia-Indonesia game, hasn't it?
That's
That
right.
kind of atmosphere, the kind of football we're seeing, end-to-end stuff.
Wonderful tempo.
Flicked across the goal. Well, they looked vulnerable there, didn't they, Thailand? And the danger's not over yet. Tiraton's had more touches, I think, in the defensive third. He has 4 going forward. Well, what a ball that is to his strike partner, Superchok. A little bit too much on it. Vietnam come right back at Thailand. Quang Hai. He's come back onto this right-hand side, hasn't he?
Yeah, just for the moment. Move back into a position where we normally see him try and get onto his left-hand side from these areas. Lovely
What
touch.
control. Now, he's gone down right in front of the assistant, who didn't flinch at all, claiming there was a foul on him now. It's just going to add some spice to this. Now, the yellow card has been shown to Polking.
Well, Park Hang-seo, entire bench, it's all happening here. Park Hang-seo has gone over there. He's trying to calm things down himself. He's apologizing to the Thai bench. He's just Ngok Hai. Well, first time I think I've really seen a smile from Park Hang-seo. But okay, have a look at this one. The first one here, Quang Hai, looking to skip past Tiraton. There's an arm out, happens right in front of the assistant there. He thinks, okay, nothing wrong with that. Superchok goes down. Have a look at this. Oh, okay, I thought it connected with his face.
I think,
but still,
Polking took exception to, right?
Yeah.
It said something. Listen, we don't want to condone any of this, but it's just adding to the whole spiciness of the
really?
affair.
I don't mind it at all.
Oh, so cynical.
I'm enjoying it. I love it.
It is what we expected from Vietnam, Thailand. Perhaps more in the second leg than the first, but this has been a great 20 minutes or so on the clock. Quang Hai back on the left. Oh, he's up for it, isn't he, today? Quang Hai. Quang Hong Kui. Too much on that ball. Now, you can see Mano Polking, by the way, just off your shot here. Here he is. He's still clarifying about, I think, the yellow card, the foul, a few things that might be on his mind.
And I think he's looking to put a bit of pressure on the officials as well. He's trying to say, look, you said I stepped out of my technical area. Look at the Vietnamese bench. Have a look at them as well. I love it, you know, when coaches get involved.
He charged into it. He charged from one technical area to the other.
What I love about this is we're seeing it from Polking protecting his players. We've also seen it from Park Hang-seo.
Yeah.
And I've seen it in the World Cup qualifiers as well. And especially go back to this particular game against Malaysia. Well, he squared up to one of the Malaysian players after a late challenge.
He gives no quarter, Park Hang-seo, and that's, I think, what's really endeared him as well to the Vietnamese people. Here is Pitiwat.
You know, I tell you what it does as well for a player to see a coach having your back like that. You know, it really gives you a boost on the pitch.
Yeah.
You know that he's one of you. You know, he's part of the team, and you know, if anything happens, he's got your back. Now, he might be screaming at you in the locker room at halftime behind closed doors, but you know, publicly, you know, he's there to support you.
Yeah, it was interesting in his final training session today. He did things a little bit differently. Talk about that in a minute here. Chai quick to the ball. The whole team gathered around the coach and his staff as they were analysing the style of play. So normally he only spends a few minutes at the end, but today he spent a lot more time with them. This was something that was noticed by the Vietnamese media who were in attendance. And I think, Roshan, the difference is this is a tournament they're expected to win, unlike the World Cup qualifiers where they know they go in as the overwhelming underdog. Here, the overwhelming favourite. It's a very different mindset, isn't it?
Yeah, it certainly is. Certainly is a very different mindset. And even the setup in this competition.
Ada kalanya kita ingin jadi manusia berguna. Namun kita sadar, kita hanya manusia biasa.
Pahlawan tidak.
Compare that to the setup in the World Cup qualifiers, very different as well.
There's Pitiwat. I'll come back to that mindset thing in a minute because Park Hang-seo has talked about it a fair bit. About how he needed to spend a bit of time psychologically. Here come Thailand. Lovely with the ball! What a goal that is! Fantastic from Chanatip. But it was the build-up as well. That was so impressive.
Oh, wonderful goal from Thailand. What a goal! They dominate the centre of the pitch. In that situation, Chanatip, have a look at his movement and how he pulls Ngok Hai out of position. Jess playing on the tip of that midfield diamond for Thailand. He just pulls out, draws Ngok Hai along with him. And Tirasin as well. I mean, the position that he takes up for that give and go. Both of those central defenders, those Vietnamese central defenders, get drawn out with them. And then Saraj just makes sure he's on hand to provide that supporting pass, that assist into Chanatip. That's a fine finish. Now that properly reflects the quality that we were talking about.
Chanatip, 2 goals, both in this match. Thailand have a good grip on this match now. 2 goals inside 25 minutes. Don't think many people would have predicted that coming into this game. But there is a long, long way to go. And Roshan, this was the best defence coming in. They've been taken apart in 2 very different ways so far for both the goals.
Yeah, one on a counter-attack. And here in the build-up, in the possession phase where they've just passed the ball around. I can't get over that goal. It's just brilliant the way they just zipped it along. They were patient until that right opportunity came along where Chanatip just peeled off that forward line, dropped in a little bit deeper, dragged Ngok Hai along with him. And Tirasin's position as well. He took Tan Chung along with him, so that left that space in behind for a quick give and go.
Well, I'm sure we'll have more replays of that goal later on, and Roshan will take us through that to illustrate further what he's saying.
Yeah, it really is one of those goals where I wish we had like a studio with an analysis board here and I could do these little drawings with the lovely arrows. I know there are people out there who absolutely hate that, but
what people aren't seeing is Roshan was highlighting it to me on the screen with his fingers and almost moving it around. Tiraton, by the way, there is a confirmation of the yellow card. I think we perhaps didn't see that earlier, but that was for that earlier offence, which is the right call.
Yeah, you just have a look here as well. Supachok, you know, he started up front with Tirasin, but he moves out onto this left-hand side, and Chanatip, as I said, playing on that the top of that midfield diamond. Because he's given that freedom to roam around, it's very difficult for that Vietnam defense to pick him up. And here we see Tiraton moving into a central position once again.
Just lost his footing there. Tiraton making that run. I think he would have made it there anyway. But this is certainly unsettled Vietnam. And this is something they're not used to at this level. It's being behind, conceding goals, certainly not in this tournament. When we look at how they were in the last edition, they didn't concede in the group stages as well. In 2018, scored 8. Foul there on Tiraton by Van Tan. They started to concede goals in the semi-finals and finals. Last edition, they're certainly doing it here as well, again. Russian, you know, you cast your mind back to 2018. Thailand didn't bring their strongest team, did they? They rested. They didn't bring the likes of Chanatip and Tiraton, Kawin. Well, now
Let's have a look at this. I mean, the first pass from Kritzada here is wonderful. A centre back with the capacity and the vision to play that sort of pass, that line-breaking pass that pretty much gets it past that Vietnamese midfield. And then Chanatip dropping off, the timing of the run to meet that, and then the timing of the link-up between himself and Tirasin. The movement was just wonderful.
Tiraton with the corner. No danger yet. There's Kritzada being chased down. They asked for handball, none given. Van Tan. Just a bit too much on that ball for Van Tuan.
That's really, really well defended by SIARAN.
Overhead across easy for Kritzada. Look who it is. Chanatip. Confo just fouling him. Yeah, Ross, just that point I was making was I think they realised the mistake of not bringing their strongest squad. They lost out in the semi-finals, of course, Thailand. And they want to get back to the top of the tree, don't they? At least in this region.
Yeah, they certainly do, and you know, you can see what a big difference it makes to their squad when the likes of Chanatip are available. Tiraton comes in and plays for them. And one of the difficulties for Mano Polking was, I'll come back to that, just to have a look at how this develops.
You can see the ball from Tiraton, arrowing it into, looking for at least Tirasin.
I think it's so important for Mano, but he didn't have much time with this Thai squad, so it was important for him to be able to call up experienced players, and that was what he was looking at and looking to do. Quality and that experience, because you see that possession numbers there, Thailand dominating the ball and dominating the game as well, scoring those 2 goals. Because he knew that, you know, he's not going to get that much time to sort of impart his ideas, impart his tactics. He needs players in there who know what it's all about. He needs the quality of players who can pick up on these things really quickly. And there was some talk about, oh, perhaps he should have called up a couple of younger players, this player, that player. I think it's always easy from the outside to say these things, you know. But coaches really, they're living it. At the end of the day, they make these decisions and their head's on the chopping block.
Yep.
So you might as well make the decisions that you want to make.
That's what he gets paid for, right?
That's what he gets paid for, and you know, good for him that it's working out well at the moment.
Here's Van Tan. He's got Tiraton on him. In by Tuanan. There's frustration in this side at the moment. Van Tuan just having a word with the referee.
Corner for Vietnam here. Another point I wanted to make about Mano Polking coming in as a new coach. when you come in to these competitions, you can see a replay of this here. You can see it comes off Narubadin, goes out for a corner. You know that if you end up winning the Suzuki Cup, you get given a lot of time and you become an instant hero.
It's true.
And in coaching, you win things, you get given time, and that is crucial for you.
Kong Fong with the corner. Chachai went down quite dramatically there. He made a very clear statement, didn't he, Roshan, when he got appointed? I am bringing the trophy back home. As we see Chachai there. He made no bones about it. He wasn't even going to say, let's hope we can do it, we'll try our best. He made a very bold, clear statement.
Yeah.
We're taking this home.
It's refreshing to hear. You know, normally coaches, they tend to play safe.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll see what we can do. We'll see how the boys do in these competitions. And again, wonderful. It's just a shame that Chanatip couldn't take that under control, but it was a really good goal kick out. Just the positioning that they have, the setup that they have in possession here, Thailand.
Look at that. Look at that from the skipper of Thailand to win the ball back. Absolutely brilliant. It is back with the Vietnamese now, but he has been spectacular this evening. Vietnam have about 15 minutes or so in this first half. It's a matter of time to try get back into this. Good Sada with the foul. There's lots of discussion going on, by the way. Yeah, there you go.
Clear one, isn't it? I mean, Kripsada, it's just...
There's lots and lots of chat going on. There we go. These guys having a big chat. Park Hang-seo and his team. I wonder if he's going to do something dramatic. Quang Hai standing over the ball with Kong Fong.
Yeah, you can't believe the amount of respect I have for coaches in these situations, in the dugout, leading these top international teams, the Southeast Asian level, what they're thinking, what the thought process is like, you know.
Kong Fong! Oh, that's come off the window. What a brilliant free kick. Quang Hai, excuse me. The left foot of Quang Hai. I'm getting overexcited. Quickly distributed by Chachai. I wonder whether he got a touch on that. We'll see in the replay. He got the pass away. Tirasin. Here's Supachok. Now Chanatip. He's looking to just slip that in to Tanawat.
It looks like a yellow card for Narubadin. Here, Kongduk. Yeah, it is Narubadin with the first contact. Free kick was given for that. Yellow card for him. Wonderful technique. I think he's one of the best strikers of the ball in the region, Quang Hai. Look at this. Brilliant effort. I thought that was headed in.
That would have been quite some goal, wouldn't it? That would have put them right back in this. Beaten Chachai, all ends up. That is the brilliance of Quang Hai. Tirasin is down.
Quang Hai again, just going straight through the back.
He's not impressed.
Yeah, no chance to win the ball. Tirasin has got his body position spot on.
Card for Narubadin. Here's Saratuyan. Back to Kritsada.
There's a lot of work for Vietnam's midfield three at the moment to do now because of how well Thailand are moving. And again, another mistake here.
Given away to Chanatip. Wilson trying to turn there. Loses the ball, but it's back with Thailand. Superchop, too much on that pass.
Almost seems like Vietnam, they just need a bit of a reset. They've lost control of the game. They're far too open in midfield at times that when they set up off the ball, it's almost like a 5-3-2. And what Thailand have got, as I've said, is that diamond in midfield, so their back four stretches across the pitch, creating that width. That stretches out the front two of Vietnam, and that in turn stretches out that midfield three in behind them, because someone has got to step out from that midfield three to go shaking his head there. But one of that midfield three has got to step out when the ball goes out into those wider positions. And then Tuan An is being left alone, isolated in the middle at times. And that's where Chanatip is getting a little bit of joy from. He's dropping off that Vietnamese defensive line into those midfield areas, and he's able to pick it up in those spaces behind Vietnam's midfield.
Here's Tiraton. Look to be a foul on him as well from Quang Hai, who now goes into the book. These cars are racking up, aren't they?
Huawei Nova 9, smart for mid-range, rasa flagship. Dengan 50 megapiksel ultra vision camera, bikin hasil foto kamu makin jernih. Nge-vlog juga jadi makin oke dengan 32 megapiksel selfie camera.
Yeah, they're allowing that frustration to creep into their game, Vietnam. As I said, they need and Park Hang-seo is on the touchline now. You can see it's a late challenge from Quang Hai. Park Hang-seo is on the touchline now, telling every players to calm down, relax. You know, it's so important that these players also remember that there's a long way to go. There's another game.
Yeah.
You know, don't get yourself sent off. Don't get yourselves suspended unnecessarily. Because even though Thailand have scored these 2 goals, through that man right there, Chanatip, who has been excellent in this competition. The first one here, defensive error from Hong Zui. And then they get a bit fortunate. But it's a credit to them, they were able to get bodies forward very quickly, Thailand, on that counter-attack. But the second one is just brilliant. Just pure brilliance. Even the finish is a composed finish. He doesn't smash it into the back of the net. He side-foots it past the goalkeeper. A list of top scorers at Tirasin still leading the way. Chance to add a few more. Chanatip on that list now with his 2 goals.
We've got Irfan Jaya and Iksan Fundi on 3, still alive in this competition as well. Vying for that top scorer award.
You see that space now, just take your eye off the ball here. Look at that center circle in that midfield. There's a bit of a gap there, and that's where at times it's Chanatip that's either dropping in or Superchop will be popping up into those spaces. Okay, on this occasion, Thailand decide to go wide on this right-hand side to Narubadin.
They're absolutely delighted, aren't they, these Thai fans at the moment. They're dancing. Look at the fans behind them. It's pretty quiet from the Vietnamese at the moment. They're trying to do what they can now, the Vietnamese, and they've got about 5 or 6 minutes in this first half, first quarter effectively. Tiraton. Looking again for Tirasin. There's Quang Hai. Tuan An. Not going to get there, Kong Fuong. Strong from Manuel Beer. This is unfamiliar territory, isn't it, Roshan, for Vietnam at AFF level.
It certainly is. strange situation for them to be in.
Well, he didn't go behind at all in the previous tournament. So this is the first time in a long, long time that they are trailing in the AFF Suzuki Cup. And now the crowd, both of them, trying to do their part here. Tirasin. Sarach, look at the space here on the left-hand side for Tiraton. Good run there from Tirasin. Tiraton just holding on. Here is Chanatip. Look at that. And he's furious. Vantan, he didn't think he did too much wrong. He was waiting and waiting, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's just toying with Vantan almost, saying, yeah, come on. He slows down, allows Vantan to catch up with him, and then pushes the ball away. Gets caught a couple of times there. Definitely a foul. The thing that really did it for the referee was him going down. It's almost as if players get punished for staying on their feet at times, and then you wonder why they go down.
Chachai. So Vietnam with 4 attempts so far. Thailand with 3. They've scored 2 of them. Super Chop doing something a little clever. And look at where Chachai is. Oh, there, Chachai pulling down Van Tuan. He goes into the book. He felt he had no other choice. Now there's a yellow card for Van Tan, who's been on a short fuse.
Listen, I don't know what Chachai is thinking in that situation.
As he coming out, right?
It's not even just the foul. He goes and handles the ball as well after that. Just have a look at this here. Look, oh, yeah, save it with my hands again. The referee's got his pick of which one he wants to pull him up for. Clear foul, I mean, come on. Van Tuan in that. He doesn't need to be there.
You have less of an issue with the foul itself.
He doesn't need to be there. If he's not there,
he shouldn't have been in the first place.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Listen, Van Tuan's going away from goal.
Yep.
There's a defender covering.
So Chachai goes into the book. Van Tan joins him. Quang Hai to take this. Looks like Ritsada got a touch on it. Should be a corner.
Yeah, again, another good delivery from Quang Hai. He really is one of those players that needs to be moving on and playing in a higher level league.
Has been mentioned, hasn't he, quite a bit, as potentially going away. This man has had stints with Kong Kwong. Oh, that beer took that away, didn't he, from his goalkeeper?
Listen, he's ready now, and he's been ready for, I think, a couple of years, Quang Hai. I'd love to see him being given a go in somewhere like J1, for example.
Probably going to have a quick word with Chanatip later.
Yeah, you put in a word
for me. And talking of which, of course, Roshan, the news came out last week that Tiraton, who served with distinction in the J-League and won the J-League title with Yokohama F. Marinos,
That's right,
is returning to Thailand to play with Buriram. Only Thai player to have won a J1 title. That is a fantastic achievement. And he was first choice there, by the way. hesitated, didn't he? Away by Kritsada. Sandwich there, wasn't he, Tirasin? Here's Supachok.
Supachok, another player who I think is ready to be tested elsewhere. Wonderful challenge by Tirat on that one. Great recovery. Vantan is hesitating a little bit with that cross and give Tirat on the opportunity to track back. Wonderful work by Hwangduk.
Still Hwangduk,
the midfielder.
Still going. Here comes off near. And they're a bit exposed here. Oh, lovely. Almost a pirouette there from Chanatip. Former MVP, two-time MVP in fact, Chanatip. Up against Quang Hai, who was the MVP in the last edition. Here's Vantan. About a minute and a half left in this first half. 2 at a time now. Away by Beer. Here's Tirasin looking up. He's got Supachok in front of him. That's nicely done by Duiman.
Pressure from Tirasin again. There's a couple of fouls there. First on Zoiman and then on Tuanan.
Floated in by Quang Hai. Away by Tirasin. Here is Supachok. A little exposed to the back, aren't they, at times, Vietnam? Foul by Supachok, surely. And his opposite number, Phong Hong Dui. They want to get on with it. Vietnam, we've had the 3 minutes. This will be the last action. And it's another breathtaking 45 minutes here at the National Stadium. One in which this man here has been the main story. 2 goals for Chanatip. The recrimination start from Park Hang-seo, but such an entertaining first half, Roshan.
A wonderful first half of football. I think Thailand deserve to go into the break 2 goals up here. Vietnam, they need a reset mentally. They need to calm down. They need to just get themselves a little bit more organized and understand they've got 45 minutes in the second half. They've got another leg to go as well, and believe that they have the quality here, which they do, to get themselves back into this game. We've seen them on a couple of occasions pose some threat to this Thai defense. They've come close with a couple of attempts. They just get themselves reorganized. I think we'll see a couple of substitutions. Perhaps Tien Lin might be coming in the second half. Get a bit of impact in those forward positions.
Thanks a lot, Roshan. So 2 goals from Chanatip in 9 minutes have given Thailand a very important lead here. Halftime score at the National Stadium in Singapore. It's Vietnam 0, Thailand 2, the AFF Super Cup 2020. We can also tell you that Titipan has come on for Tanawat. Tanawat perhaps the quietest in that diamond. Man who plays with Leicester, hasn't had a first team game yet. Tanawat, but it's Titipan, who replaces him. No discernible change, of course, Roshan, to the shape.
And then you come back to that in a bit.
Yeah.
As we see Quang Hai, he's got his his ankle tapped by Tirasin. Just having a look here to try and see how they set themselves up for this second half. Songzoi puts in field.
By Tiraton.
Well, it does look like they will want to push a few bodies further forward.
Tien Lin, backstage down despite some appeals. Still with Vietnam. Gong Fung. That one is a wild attempt. Statement of intent there, Tien Lin. 7 goals in World Cup qualifying so far.
There's a good run in behind there. There's mobility that will bring to that forward line, that pace that I was talking about. Just change the profile of that attack. Up front here. Essentially, it's attacking up for Vietnam in this second half. Quang Duc, the number 14, was accompanied by Tuan An here in the second 45. He'll just be that lone midfielder sitting in front of that back line. Oh, it's a poor touch back to the goalkeeper. Man quick off his line.
Dicey moment there.
LA Ice with Energize. Double layer cooling technology gives you the ultimate fresh sensation. LA Ice, king of ice.
They have to come out with something in the second half. Park Hang-seo knows they certainly don't want to be going from goals down into the second leg if they can help it. No away goals, of course, in this format. Foul on Port Wiman. Man has come on. Here's Titipan, Bangkok United player. All the caps for his country, 28-year-old. There you go, they're fired up now, the Vietnam crowd. There's Tien Lin, away by Titipan. Quang Hai, over there, in the way. Here's Tirasin. Foul on Superchok, that's what he's asking. Tirasin. Nothing given. Vietnam reluctantly put the ball out of play. He's had a few challenges on him today, hasn't he, Superchok?
Yeah. Well, Vietnam are here to fight, and so are Thailand. It's a high man.
Yellow cards for Vietnam, 3 for Thailand. And just the way this game is going, there could well be more. Tirasin. Puts you up there. SIARAN goes down, similar pattern to what we saw at the start of the first half. Lovely challenges. felt he had to do something, Roshan, at the start of the second half. Wasn't quite working out for him.
Well, yeah, he's made those 2 changes, hasn't he, with Van Dijk and Tin Lin coming in. And the setup is different. They've gone with wanting to have more support in those forward positions. Thinking behind that, having to try and claw at least 1 goal back ahead of the second leg. It was also important for him to just calm them down at half-time. They were getting frustrated, losing their heads a little bit. A couple of really rough challenges.
Tin Lin. Manuel Beer right on him. There's Tiraton. Tiwat for Sarach. Hungry. Just held on to the ball, didn't he? And he gave it away. Wang Duk. Vietnam. A little patient, trying to create something though. Bit of space here. Quang Hai. Still Quang Hai. First shot of his second half.
Yeah, well worked. Seen on a couple of occasions Hong Zui early on in the second half, making those runs infield off that left-hand side. But to find Quang Hai, he's going to try and bring it onto his left foot. Quite get hold of the ball there. Great response from their fans. They kept quiet by Thailand in the first half.
He will be very happy with this Mano Polking. And he has stuck to his word. They were going to take the game to Vietnam. He didn't care that they were going to face the Vietnamese. And to be fair, Park Hang-seo said, so be it. You only play what's put in front of you. But certainly now, they're under pressure here, Vietnam. Narubarin looking for Tirasin. Narubarin. Petiwat.